Hey guys, it is day 24 of 365 days of my raw journey of suspending disbelief. It is May 16th, 2024, and today I wanted to share the importance of being in the right rooms. So, this is something that, especially in the online space, you'll hear a lot, right? When you put yourself in the right rooms, you open yourself up for success in a whole other way, right? You are surrounded by people who are doing what you want to do, who are accomplishing what you want to accomplish, who are aiming for the same goals you're aiming for. Whatever the case may be, you are setting yourself up for success, because you are seeing, hearing, feeling all of the things that you're aiming for, more consistently. So you're being reminded of them, um, a lot, right? And this is what I mentioned yesterday with spending the time on listening to these episodes, on checking Jess's Telegram posts, on reading Kelly's blogs, um, is it's a free way to put yourself in the right rooms, to be reminding yourself and keeping yourself in that suspending disbelief energy, keeping your goals, your belief in your inevitable success fresh in your mind, right? This is a free way to be in the right rooms. Now, being in the right rooms is something that I have consistently tried to do in my business, in my life, always surrounding myself with people who have what I want to have, who are doing what I want to do, um, or also people who I can um, give that to as well, right? So people who are on the same, I don't want to say level because it's not like an above and below thing, but just who are doing the same types of things as me so that we're all kind of feeding back off of each other. Um, Sorry for stumbling over my words a little bit. It's a little bit late tonight. The kids have no school tomorrow, even though it's Friday. So we had a later night, like a weekend night. Anyway, um, the reason I'm mentioning this, I am in a mastermind. This is not my unofficial mastermind with Jess and Kelly. This is a different mastermind, but I'm in this mastermind group, um, of women who are up leveling in their business, of women who are, um, not necessarily specifically suspending disbelief, but who are really doing that anyways, who are just making these quantum leaps and big moves in their businesses, right? Um, and it is the second month of being in this space, and um, I'm blown away. So energetically, uh, being in these spaces, just being in them makes a difference. When you take action on the things that you pick up in these spaces, it it sets you flying. And then when you also add in support received, through energetic healing and growth, um, packages, rooms, whatever, like containers. Um, on top of that, it just amplifies it, right? So I'm always trying to do these things. Some of these containers are things that I paid for in advance before that are now playing out now. All of these different ways, I always manifest these things into my life. Um, and I'm so, so grateful for them. And anyway, this month I have a buddy in this mastermind group that I'm in. And we are meeting weekly just to touch base, to keep each other accountable, to help kind of bounce ideas off of each other, etc. And you guys, I was so blown away today. It was just unbelievable. Um, I I don't even know how the topic came up. But I had mentioned to this woman that I was part of the way through creating a meditations album, and that I'd been held up on it for a really long time now. And you guys, I don't even actually know the official date when I first started it, but I think it's been around a year since I first started it, which is ridiculously long. And I do know and accept that I have had a ridiculous number of things that have come up. Um, that life has been throwing me curveballs nonstop for the last few years. So this was a big project to take on. It was a learning curve, as far as sound goes, as far as adding in music goes, as far as channeling the meditations themselves, and just so many pieces that went into it. And it had been initiated, and I started into it with great momentum, and I had pre-sales. I have people who have bought this album who are still waiting. Um, and I stopped advertising it. I stopped sharing about it because I felt so bad about how many people had bought it and not gotten it yet, even if they were paying, my first, when I first launched it, for like the first week, it was like $1 for the whole album. And then it went up to 11 on pre-sale. And um so we're not talking huge dollars, but I don't like not delivering, right? And so it's been one of those things that, um, and if you have ADHD, you might especially relate to this, but it is one of those things that you start and then feel guilty about and don't finish for so long. And then, that guilt actually adds to the overwhelm that you're experiencing, and it just kind of all piles up. And so you end up not getting it done, right? And it's not a procrastination thing. It becomes this insurmountable feat of um, achievement to be able to actually make any progress on it. And I had, I've had moments, like little bits here and there. I've found that like a lot of the time my inspiration or my channeling was not coming in at the same time as I had time to work on it. Um, and all of the things that sounded like excuses, right, which were not having the quiet with the kids here 24/7, and not having, but the thing is that when everything is in alignment, all of these things are workaroundable, right? You can get around them. And I hadn't really thought about it, that something was out of alignment with this project. And that's why it had kind of ground to a halt and just stayed frozen there for so long, that now I'm at almost the year mark from when I started it. Um, and anyway, it got brought up today in our conversation, and I mean, she's a fellow coach, so she, is in the habit of asking the right questions. But man, did she ask some good questions, and they were just so simple, right? It was like, well, okay, how many tracks have you finished? How many tracks is your goal? Like, what's your list number at? And does that number feel good? And then asking me what number did feel good when I said no to that. And helping me to narrow down on what the number was that was in alignment, the number of tracks in this album, meditation, like guided meditations that I'm putting into this album, how many felt right for me. And For me, this was such a huge blessing. So I am for any of you who know human design, I am a manifesting generator with a sacral authority. And I do really well when I respond. So if somebody asks me a question, I can always answer it. If somebody gives me an option, I can always decide. And so if I'm looking at a project on my own and just going, what do I do? What do I do? What do I do? I can hit my head against a wall for 10 years and not get anywhere. But then somebody asks me the right question and I just am like, oh, that's the answer. And it's so easy. So this was huge for me that she did this for me. And, all in this one, like it was just under an hour that we were on a call for. And this is just the proof of the amazingness that comes with coaching, right? Which is why I love being a coach, which is why I love being coached. But within that hour, I had narrowed down what the right number of tracks on this album was going to be, what which ones were going to be taken off that I had been planning on that did not feel in alignment and that were even intimidating me and making it so that I was putting it off more. Um, Rearranging some things, just got it all into alignment. And you guys, I went from almost a year of being at a standstill to writing 6 tracks, like writing, channeling 6 different um, guided meditations that I can now record um, in the quiet moments, right? In the moments where my kids are asleep or gone or whatever the case may be. And I went from having a relatively small portion of it that was completed, and then maybe a third of it that was channeled and written and whatnot, to having more than 2/3 completed, more than or channeled, sorry, and ready to be recorded. Um, no intimidation factor as far as the music goes, and like it's moved forward. And this is all just today. I probably doubled at least what I had already done in one day that I've been held up on for a year. So get coaching, get in the right rooms. Like I can't even expand on it enough. Um, but also beyond that, there is the fact that through this whole thing, I was suspending disbelief, right? I was like, there's no stopping me from getting this done now. I'm suspending disbelief that this project will never get finished. I am um, believing in my inevitable success. I know that I'm exactly where I'm meant to be. And I believe that now this album will be that much more powerful with everything that I've learned over the last year. The next couple of levels of um, certification as a shamanic practitioner that will now be infused into the depth and the power of these meditations and so on and so forth. I went from like uncertain if I should refund everybody's money and just give up on this project, um, to no, like it's happening right fucking now. So, um, massive progress made. My kids are gone this weekend, and I'm so looking forward to recording all of this stuff. I'm so excited that I stayed up late, way past my bedtime, because I was like still just going, going, going. And I finally just had to make myself stop. I was like, hey, you still have like 3 more tracks to finish. Just stop and do some more tomorrow, right? I still have more time with the kids at home. Um, and when I'm in this mode, I'm able to channel and write and create even while the kids are around. So that part is fantastic, and it's one of my ADHD superpowers. focus, right? Where I'm able to handle the noise and craziness while creating something from nothing. And so I'm super excited about that. And then getting to directly after finishing planning this all out, getting to sit down and record it and have it be done. And then I get to just sit and fiddle with editing and adding in the music and all of these things. And I will have the finished product to show for it. And I'm so, so excited. So, um, I actually didn't intend this coming into this recording, but I will drop the link for the pre-sale price for anyone who is interested um, in grabbing that. The the album is called If You Would Just Sit Fucking Still. Okay. It is a guided meditations album for specifically for um, ADHDers, people who struggle to sit still, and have the focus and get that meditative state, um, or reach that meditative state. So it is all being created with that in mind. It is all unique, channeled specifically for this purpose. None of it has been recreated from something else. There are two meditations included that I um, created prior to this project, but again, they were created from scratch. So this is all unique stuff, and I'm going to leave it at the $11 price until it's finished, and stop hiding it and stop ignoring it, and it's just going to get done. And I'm super, super excited about that. And super hyped about the stuff that has been coming through in the channeling for these meditations. It's just incredible. And I'm super excited to record them. So, all of that sounding like an ad for my meditation album, but I'm just celebrating. I'm so, so excited and celebrating the fact that this movement has come back. This momentum is building back up. I had a lot of stuff hit me so that I could heal for a couple of years, and I'm really, really excited to have the momentum coming back. Um, the Brianna who's a force to be reckoned with coming back. Um, I really haven't felt like myself like that for so long, and this suspending disbelief challenge and experiment has really, really put a quick shift on my perspective of myself, my belief in myself, the momentum I've been building, all of it. It has all just really sped up with this whole thing. So, um, celebrating that momentum, celebrating my inevitable success, and so, so grateful for the trust that I am exactly where I need to be. And so grateful for all of you who keep coming back and listening and participating in this movement. Um, it is just so powerful, and I am still just so proud to be leading it. I am so, so grateful for all of you and for Kelly and for Jess for hopping on board in such a powerful way. And um, yeah, I'm just feeling absolutely blissed out today with this momentum. So that is all for day 24, all but huge, at least to me. And I look forward to talking to you all tomorrow.